guys, it's Sam and this is my May book haul. So for some reason, May was a month that a lot of books came into my life. Not all of them were books that I end up keeping because, as I mentioned before, sometimes I get sent books from publishers, and if I am completely not interested because it's not a genre that I at all read or am interested in or have ever requested or anything, then they don't show up on book hauls because I find that a little bit dishonest and deceiving. I'm not gonna read it. But even with that being said, I still have a lot of books that came in. And the reason that was so distressing for May was because May was the month that we moved. So I just keep getting all of these boxes and packages and it's like, please stop. It was just a lot. I didn't realize that May was gonna be like a big release month or anything. I got sent a lot of contemporaries. Most of those I didn't keep because your girl is not a big fan of the contemporaries. But even so, pretty big pile. I wasn't expecting it. So first off, we have a book I picked up for myself, and that is Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab. I've actually already read this book, and I'm going to be filming a review right after this. This is one of the last BookTube SFF Award nominees that I had to read for this award season, and I really liked The Savage Song, so I wanted to pick up my own copy of the second book, and we'll talk about that more later. Then I was sent Undead Girl Gang by Lily Anderson. Now this is like a contemporary fantasy kind of mashup, so it follows our main character who is a Wiccan, and her best friend ends up dying with two of the really popular girls in school that she would never hang out with, and everyone's saying, or like the story is that it was a suicide pact, but our main character is like, nah, my friend wouldn't do that. So she raises them from the dead. And they now have 7 days to work together as a team, as a group, as an undead girl gang, to discover who their murderers were and what happened, because they wake up with no recollection of what happened, and they have 7 days until the spell wears off. So this sounds fun. I'm not usually into like contemporary-ish stories, but like girl gangs, man. Undead girl gangs. It's perfect. I wish this came out in October because this is like the perfect Halloween read, honestly. Then on that same theme, although it's from different publishing houses entirely, I was sent How to Deal, Tarot for Everyday Life. And I don't read tarot. I have a tarot deck, but like mostly for the art and stuff. But this is like super cute, and it's just like super simple. It just will have like a tarot card and then like a description. But I just really enjoy the look of this, and I think it's super adorable and just like really straightforward, and I really enjoyed the aesthetic, you know? So that I'm keeping is more of a display type book, like just kind of one of those like fun books. I have a little like fun random bookshelf that includes like books about makeup and hair and now tarot. We'll just stay on this spoopy theme because I was lent another book that kind of falls in line with that. My friend Sam from Will Read for Booze, I will link her blog down below. She does drunk reviews with a couple of co-bloggers. She lent me Reincarnation Blues by Michael Poore, and she says I'm going to love this. It's basically about a guy that falls in love with death, and I'm not sure when exactly I'm going to get to it, and she knows that, and I'm telling you that so that nobody expects it like super soon. But like, you know how I feel about like Death and the Maiden type stories, even though in this case Death is the maiden, but these kinds of tropes and stuff are a fun time. So she was like, dude, you should probably read this, and I'm like, yeah, I probably should. So I have to read this and then sign it for her, leave her a little note, because that's one of her rules for lending out books. She's completely opposite to me. With me, I'm like, don't touch anything. If the pen even gets near that book, I will kill you. Where she's like, write in it, it'll be fun. Then I was sent this themed package from Tor. These are the paperback editions of Amberlow and Armistice by Laura Elena Donnelly. This Amberlow I've been meaning to read forever. I actually have an arc of it from when it came out. I think it came out last year. And this is like so, I don't even know how to fully describe this. This is a good tagline. Meet a smuggler, a dancer, and a spy during a decadent era just before a political coup is about to set the city on fire. But it's like weird time stuff. And there's a bunch of diverse characters, different races, different sexualities, and it's supposed to be wonderful, and they repackaged them. And these covers, I like the original covers, but like these, man, they're real good. I'm very excited. It's a series I've wanted to read for a while. I've heard really good things about it from a few people that I very highly trust. And I just keep staring at them because it's very like Great Gatsby, right? So it's kind of like a Great Gatsby theme mixed in with like, I don't know if it's technically more science fiction or fantasy, probably a little more sci-fi. It's just its own weird genre, and I am ready. These are so pretty, it hurts. Then I was sent some books actually from a series from Harper Voyager. And this is the Queens of Renthia series. So it's the Queen of Blood, the Reluctant Queen, and the Queen of Sorrow. And these are all by Sarah Beth Durst. Now Sarah Beth Durst, I believe, had a YA series that was fairly popular, like when I first joined BookTube, but I never read that one. But this, I've been seeing around and I really want to read it. The only thing that sucks about it is mass market paperbacks, man. They grind my gears. Like I can't, I don't know. This is so, but I have at least this one in like an actual copy that is semi-comfortable to read. But these, like, the struggles, man. Like one, I want them to match. Two, I hate reading mass market paperbacks. Like I will actually just like ignore these because I don't want to read them in this format. So I'm actually thinking that I'll just end up buying the first 2 books and I'll have the 3rd book because I really want to read these. So this first book at least takes place in this world where everything has a spirit, and all of the spirits of the world want to get rid of humans because humans are a cockroach infestation on the world, which is true of Earth as well. And the queen apparently has magical abilities that allow her to prevent this from happening. But obviously she's just one person, so they're always training heirs to take over for her in case something happens. And this follows 2 characters, a guy and a gal, who are teaming up and going and trying to figure out why the spirits like want to kill everything. And everything kind of goes from there. So it's an epic fantasy series. It sounds like a fun time. I've had my eyes on these for a while. Like I keep going into bookstores and being like, and I keep seeing them pop up on Twitter and I'm like, and then they showed up at my door and I'm like, almost, maybe. Then kind of switching gears, we have a fabulism story that popped up that I wasn't expecting and I haven't heard anyone talk about, but I read the synopsis and realized it was fabulism and I was like, might have to give that a go. And that is The Summer of Salt by Katrina Lino. And this is about a girl who has magic in her family. Magic is passed down for generations, but it's almost her 18th birthday and nothing has happened with her. And she lives on an island with her family and everybody knows that the family has magic, but nobody like comes after them, nobody calls them anything. They just know if they need help with something mysterious, they go to this family. But then one day some kind of tragedy strikes and everyone turns a suspicious eye on all the women in her family and everything kind of goes from there. So this takes place over her last summer on this island, and so it wraps up that like last summer, you know, right before you turn 18 feels with like fabulism. And it's super short and cute, so I might give this a go. Usually I steer kind of clear of like anything contemporary related, except for what I'm going to talk about in a second. But it appealed to me. It was like, all right. I'll try it. Don't make me regret it. I have a lot of books I want to read, and if you make me regret spending time on you, I'm gonna be so mad. And lastly, we do have a contemporary, and that is Save the Date from Morgan Matson. So Morgan Matson is one of the only contemporary authors that I at least semi-follow. I've read most of her books. The only ones I haven't read are the more recent one before this with The Dog Walker, which I'm forgetting what the name of that was, and then Second Chance Summer, which I'm hoping to read over this summer. But I've read all of her other books and I really like them. They're just really fun. And I had heard inklings that this was coming out, but I didn't realize it was coming out so soon. So when this arrived, I was so excited. Thank you so much to Simon & Schuster for sending this my way, and it's also an autographed first edition, which I'm just like, what? Since when? But I love her like covers and everything, like this whole like the photographs that they do for her covers always, that they've been doing for the last like 3 or 4 of them. I just really love and adore, and I just really like her brand of contemporary. It's like her and Jandy Nelson are like the 2 that I'm like, I will read these. These are like the only ones that I will read. So this follows our main character of Charlie, and Charlie's sister is getting married, so all of the siblings and family are coming home one last time for her wedding, but that is also when her parents are going to be selling their childhood home. And Charlie's about to go away for college, and she doesn't want to think about things changing, you know, her childhood home is being sold, a lot of emotions are happening. So she really wants to make this like the perfect weekend, but a lot of things start going wrong, the wedding planner quits, all of the stuff starts happening. So she's kind of trying to hold the family together. I'm sure she probably steps up and takes over for a lot of this like wedding stuff, and everything kind of goes from there. So in true Morgan Matson fashion, it's going to be just like family dynamics and, you know, like last summer nostalgia feels and all this stuff that I just really love about her books. I'm excited. This is really good. If I'm feeling some contemporary, which I'm kind of in the mood for now that it's like just hot enough, I will be reading this. And I really like weddings. You might not think that about me, but I really like big events, and weddings are like the biggest events. So I really like weddings, and I think this is going to be a fun time. And lastly, we have this month's Owlcrate box. And again, I've forgotten a theme. I feel like I have to say that now, like it's my tagline for whenever I open an Owlcrate box. I want to say it's like Girl Gangs or something, isn't it? I want to say that it is. I'm using the most ineffectual scissors in the house right now. Why? Fight like a girl. I was close. I was close. So that is, ooh, something smells good in here. So first we have the pin that goes with this month's theme as per usual. The girl on the art reminds me of that one video game, Horizon Zero Dawn, that I didn't really like. Okay, first off, we have this hanging poster. Remember that you are a wolf and you cannot be caged. That is the quote that is on there, and that is awesome. Designed and distributed by Owlcrate. Owlcrate exclusive. Super cool. I really like the aesthetic of this, and this is beautiful and will soon be hanging here in this office. Here is a little bath bomb whipped up for wonderful Owlcrate. I'm not sure who it's from, but it's Zelly's Magic Bath Bomb. So it's from Children of Blood and Bone, Zelly. This smells wonderful. What's in this? What's in this? What's in this? What's the smell? Yeah, it's not telling me what exactly is all in here, but it's obviously going to have some like sparklies and stuff in it. So this is from the shop Whipped Up Wonderful. And it just says it's inspired by Zelly's powerful magic. Although Zelly has death magic, so is this what death smells like? I don't think so. Then there's this pin that just says breathe fire. So I don't know if this is from the book that's in there. I have no idea, but that doesn't mean anything to me at this exact moment. And there's another pin, again, Owlcrate exclusive. I think I said this every time. Basically, their whole box is Owlcrate exclusives at this point. It's crazy. But this is from Out of Print, and it says, when in doubt, go to the library, which is super cute. And then we have this bookmark. It's two-sided. One side said, if I am marching to my death, then I will march to it as a girl without fear. And the other side says, you are strong, fierce, capable beyond measure. And they're pretty. And they have a little string to show you where your spot is. I really can't use these because my cat will try to swallow them. And it's very expensive surgery. Trust me, I know. Then we have a book from Of Tomes Publishing, and it is Catching Stars by Kayla Keenan. This is about two characters. One is Jane, who's a witch in hiding. And there's Maddox, who's a former prisoner on the run. And he is seeking out the witch hunters. But these two characters end up crossing paths, forming an unlikely alliance, and everything kind of goes from there. Then we have this print of my girl, Inej, and it's beautiful. Do you guys see it? Do you see it? This is from Melanie Bourgeois. So, oh, beautiful. I love. She looks so great. And this month's book, which I should have known and I sort of suspected when I saw the cover art, but it's Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. And this is about our main character of Elin, who fights aside her clansmen as a warrior, but then one day during a battle, she sees the brother that she saw die 5 years ago fighting for the enemy side. Something ends up happening where she ends up having to be with the enemy, so she has to survive the winter in this village with all these people that are basically her enemies. But then that village is raided by a clan thought to be legend, and that kind of throws everything sort of topsy-turvy. And that means the clans have to unite to kind of fight this legendary clan, or they're all going to be wiped out. It's kind of like a historical feeling fantasy. I've been seeing this around. People are talking about this being like a combination of like Wonder Woman and the Vikings, the show. So I've been seeing this around. I haven't heard a ton either way about it, but it's obviously something that could potentially be really up my alley, so cautiously intrigued. I just did a video talking about my hesitation with historical fiction, and although I don't think this is straight up historical fiction, it still has more of that feel to it, obviously. I don't know if there's any fantasy elements to it or not, so yeah, I'm a little, I don't know, you know, but I'm willing to give it a go. So as with every month, there is a signed letter from the author. All of Owlcrate's books at this point are being signed copies, not just signed book plates or anything. Every month there's a little newsletter, and it has like an interview with the author, and it compares the Owlcrate exclusive covers, because now at this point everything is an Owlcrate exclusive cover. It's crazy. They've grown so much. Oh my god. So yeah, it compares like the original cover to the Owlcrate cover, and it has interviews with some of these shops and stuff, and it's just like a good community building thing. And next month's theme is Summer Lovin'. There's a mermaid on there. I don't know if that's a hint at all, but probably not, because we can never have nice things like mermaids. And in June's box, everyone will receive an exclusive item from Riddle's Tea Shop, and they have featured things before, and they're super cute, and I really like their packaging and stuff. So it looks like everyone's going to get something related to Harry Potter themed tea of some kind. So yeah, that is it for my May book haul. A lot more than I was expecting, some things in there that I'm not sure about, that I'm kind of giving a chance to, all this kind of stuff. So comment them below, let me know if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them, any things you feel like I should really prioritize, some things that maybe you were on the fence about. Comment them below and let me know. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye!